It was interesting to be able to see what like other people can go through in their lives and stuff.
A place where I'm not afraid to be myself.
I experienced like acting. I want to do that in the future.
It was like good to relate to. I liked how it was based on a true story.
In 2009, Full On Theatre performed a show called The Table at an event called Kind to Mind. This is an event to about 500 students, health professionals, all service agencies within the city of Kingston.
And that was a really remarkable show, which was a really powerful story, and I think it was hard-hitting, and for that reason it really struck a chord with the students and with Kind to Mind.
And from that show we were approached from Family Life and School Focus Youth Services to create a new show where we worked directly with young people, and we were interested in exploring the topics of anxiety and depression.
So then the wheels were in motion because they really wanted Full On to recreate that whole process.
And the engagement period happened with 3 schools, Westall Secondary College, Parkdale Secondary College and Sandringham College. We set up a steering committee to guide the project, and the initial engagement was the theatre company coming, and we performed our existing show that we had that was made with at-risk students from Year 8 from McClellan College in Frankston. So straight away the kids could see a show and they could see that some young people had some input into it, and we said, okay, we're starting off with a brand new show, we're looking for some writers, some actors, some musicians, some people with some creative ideas, and we want to work with you to explore these pretty heavy themes to create a new show that's going to tour schools as a professional production.
Well, the process was to talk about mental health, talk about what the kids were worried about, what they were anxious about.
So we formed these creative teams at the 3 schools and did a series of workshops, probably about 3 full days at each school. Sometimes we split the boys and the girls up. We had female facilitators as well, Aurora, Kurth, to work with the young women.
From those 3 days, we had a lot of product. And then Dave and I went away and we came back with 10 minutes of the show. And we presented that to the steering committee and to the student body.
And then we got feedback on that, what are the characters like, what are the issues, could you understand it, the use of technology and instruments, and our whole kind of style was formed.
Throughout the process too, we really worked on preparing the students for theatre by supplying them with tools for theatre making and character creation. And so then we watched them really blossom with these tools as well, and presenting some remarkable improvisations that a lot of it made it straight into the show.
Then the theatre company went away, and for about 4 weeks we created a 50-minute professional show, and we then came back to the school with our 50-minute highly polished show, which we ended up calling Escape From Worryville, which one of the Year 7 fellows ended up naming the show.
Then the students all got to be involved, and they all got to play their favourite part. Or they got to be in the school band. They got to play the songs or create the soundtrack.
It was really fun playing in the band. I love music, and yeah.
You got to learn some new songs from Andy?
Yeah, learn a couple of new songs, and it was good to jam, That's what I love doing, and it was enjoyable.
And then we rehearsed that show up, and then the whole new show was performed to about maybe 200 kids who hadn't seen the show before. And that's a real buzz. That's a great part of the show for the professional actors and for the student cast.
And there were some wonderful performances, and some real actors came out in those groups and really shone, which was fantastic to see these kids really have an experience of what the theatre actually is.
I played as Thomas's father and Mr. Stephen.
That was a great accent you did.
Yep, thanks.
See me at lunchtime when you're done.
Thank you, sir.
We learned how to act in different kind of forms. So we could be like our normal characters and then change into stick figures that we make with our hands. And yeah.
My character was Miss Flowers. Yeah, I love the name. And she's a typical teacher. She wants to help the students and be a good teacher. And yeah, I really like the character.
The outcomes of the project are varied. The whole process of running the workshops is a really engaging time for the students. We do a lot of theatre games, we do a lot of trust exercises, we do acting, how to make the play, and then we're also exploring some pretty heavy themes, and the students were so wonderful to work with, so brave and so creative.
It was an amazing experience. It brought us together with different people we don't usually hang out with.
It really made our friendship group
grow more closer.
Yeah, great. It was fun.
Well, I learned how to act and stuff. It built up my confidence.
It all became clear at the final steering committee meeting when there was just a positive regard for the outcome of the project, and that was coming from the schools themselves, from family life, and from Rosalie at the Royal Children's Hospital Festival for Healthy Living. Now, the reason I think that this was so was because they could see the real benefits in a project like this, filling what seems to be a little bit of a space within the school curriculum itself for kids to have this kind of creative voice.
Then there's also the show outcome and the students performing the show. And then now we're touring Escape From Worryville around schools so that the project goes on.
It was a good experience. Built a bit of my confidence up as well. So yeah, learned a lot from this, and it's been a good journey.
The whole production, being in it is pretty fun.
Really fun.
Yeah, it brings out the thing like acting. It brings out things you wouldn't believe you could ever do, like standing up there and acting.
Performing in front of people that you haven't done before.
Yeah.
I learned that there's always a helping hand, you just gotta look around for it. I learned some core values about being responsible being responsible to look after people around you and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that's the skills I learned.
As part of the process, we create the show with a steering committee, and that's made up of school wellbeing coordinators, senior staff. We had students on there, we had a school nurse, we had a chaplain, we have the artists, and guiding around that we had someone, Rosalie Hastwell from the Royal Children's Hospital. Both Andy and I have done a lot of work with the Festival for Healthy Living, and which integrates art and mental health awareness. So we really took care to evaluate the process, and Rosalie sort of mentored both Andy and I in the process of evaluation. So throughout the piece we did some kind of quite creative, getting the kids to draw, getting them to make comments down. They really got into giving their feedback into an iPhone. We'd pass the phone around and we'd record them. So we built up a whole bunch of data that we could evaluate the project to say this is, because we know it's really successful and it works really well with the students and the teachers, but we just wanted to, I guess, prove that to funding bodies to say this is a really valuable part of school curriculum, and a lot of the kids just love it and it's their favourite thing that they do for the year.
Most fun I've had probably for the whole school thing.
It was something out of the ordinary that I enjoy doing.
I feel better as a person.
I think it was really fun, and I liked how we shared our ideas of acting.
I'm really overwhelmed at just how mature and open and sensitive and talented everyone in the group has been. I've been able to sort of see another side of the students that I see every day.
I was able to express myself in ways I haven't really expressed myself before.
I love that how we could interact with each other and we wouldn't get laughed at or something.
I am very proud of the whole cast and we did a great job.